And one of those lovely people is our Deputy Mayor, the amazing Sharon Thompson. Can we all join in applause to welcome her to this stage?
Thank you to my fellow Brummie.
Yes, come on.
Well, good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Oh, come on, that is very flat. Good evening, everyone. I think we can do a little bit better because we're here for awards. Good evening, everyone. Brilliant. It's absolutely fantastic to be here and absolutely delighted. And anybody who knows me well knows that I'm very much about community because we can do so much with place. But if you don't do place and people, then we're at a zero balance. The reality of it is we need to make the region richer for the people that live here and that socialise here. And looking at the social economy is one way of doing that fundamentally. So I just want to thank all of you, and it's an honour to be here to celebrate you all. So I'd like you to give yourselves another round of applause. And I also think West Midlands as a region, we're very modest when we want to be, and we can be very humble as well. So can I just ask the finalists to actually stand up so we can all see you?
Come on.
And can the rest of us give them the round of applause that they deserve? Thank you. Thank you all. Thank you all for what you're doing, and thank you for helping to make our region one of the ones that we're looking to make sure that we're bridging the gaps and making sure that we're promoting equal opportunities for everyone across the region and tackling the issues that prevent that from happening. And it's so, so important. It's really great to be here, not just because I know it's going to be a great event and it's the first of many Social Economy Awards in the future, but also it's so lovely to see so many familiar faces in one space. So it's been great catching up with people, and I'm sure we're going to do more of that. Now, I'm here tonight representing the Mayor of the West Midlands, and I'm sure many of you be aware of the priorities that we're setting out across the region, and that's to do with homes, jobs, travel, growth. But the most important part of that for me is that the part that runs through it all, which is two words that changes everything. It's for everyone. We need to make sure that we are creating homes for everyone, that we're creating jobs for everyone, considering travel for everyone, and growth also considers everyone, so that we do not continue to run a train where we have fantastic achievements, but people start to get left behind across the region. That is something that we all need to tackle collectively, and it's something that social economy organisations such as yourself play such a pivotal and important role, and will continue to do so. Now, whilst I say that those are the threads that are running through for everyone, also, lots of organisations that are here and other social economy organisations elsewhere have been helping with those aims more direct in specific areas. So if I think about homes, I often think about organisations like Witton Lodge Community Association, who've created over 200 affordable and social rent homes that are also energy efficient. We're talking about jobs, and there's a myriad of organisations such as Coalbridge Enterprises, Better Pathways, and one of my faves, Miss Macaroons, to name just a few, who are providing work experience, training, apprenticeships and employment for many people across this region. Now, I don't like the term disadvantaged, and I was ultimately someone that people considered when I was much younger to be one of those disadvantaged, living in disadvantaged communities. I think it's important that we make sure that we level the playing field, and it's important that we give people the dignity, respect and social capital to bring themselves to the point where they need to be, because everybody in this region has something to give and everybody has talent. We just need to make sure that we're unlocking doors, opening spaces, providing platforms to help everybody to make sure that they get to contribute in a way and release their absolute potential. We also have organisations that are looking at travel. Organisations like Community Transport providing accessible transport for elderly and disabled people, plus a new project called Bright Bike Project. My son would say that I need to join you, but I don't think you all need to see that. That started in Coventry thanks to the place-based investments we have made. Again, that's something that's important, making sure that everyone has the opportunity to travel in a safe way and enjoy it along the path. And then, of course, we talk about growth. And that's where each and every one of you contribute to this, enabling people who otherwise would have been excluded from being a part of the infrastructure of our great region. Now, we all know over the years we've seen that inequalities has continued to grow and persistently done so over the last decade or so. But there's also been a lot of growth in the last decade or so too. And we need to make sure that we're bringing people together so that we can even the playing field. Now, I remember when I was at school and growing up, there was no such thing as a food bank. I didn't know what it was. I don't think it existed. It wasn't really a term. And then it was unheard of, and now we're talking about 3,000 across the UK. We're talking 9.3 million people living in poverty, and 42 million of them being children. That's the biggest rise in about 30 years, and this is the growth we don't want to see to continue. And that's why we all have a moral duty, we all have a professional footing, and we all have an opportunity to address that for the people across this region. But also, the one thing when we talk about the social economy and social enterprises, we don't often talk about the creativity that takes place, the innovation, thinking differently, outside of that box. I work in local government, and honestly, we often hear this is the way we're meant to do things. This is about how we can be different and creative and change that narrative. So again, I'm not going to go on because I'm going to say that typical phrase that we like to say in Birmingham. We need to crack on with the awards. So I just want to say, before we crack on with the awards, I just want to say thank you so much for everyone, what you're putting into the West Midlands and beyond. We need to make this the region that everybody talks about when it comes to addressing the social economy. We have to remind people that social economy is a part of growth, and that we don't forget that, and that people have to be part of the narrative when we are talking about place. So thank you to everyone that's been to all the events that have taken place, 500 people and some. To everybody that's come along tonight, even though it's a Friday night, you could have been in your onesie, but you chose not to be because you wanted to support everybody and celebrate. And once again, on behalf of the Mayor, myself, and everybody else across the West Midlands, thank you wholeheartedly for everything that you are doing. We've seen some difficult times across the country, whether that's been COVID, cost of living and other things, and you are some of the people that have helped us to keep the social fabric together for the people that I represent, we all live next door to, and we all share spaces with across this region. So thank you again once again, and I hope you have a wonderful night. Good luck to everyone who's up for awards, and congratulations to the winners. I'll hand over to this Brummie so we can crack on with the awards.